Hey, morning guys. So this ruined my startup. It was insane. In a matter of a few days, we got crushed, right? It was crazy. These guys just came in to our country and ruined us just like that. We were looking at 80% less orders. There's no way of describing how it felt. It really was bad. Massive, massive conglomerates just come in, spend tons of money. They have billions to throw. And within a few days, my business is ruined, right? A startup which I started for the past 3 years, it's been running. And just like that, 80% in the number of orders gone, just gone so quickly, right? That 1 week was pain, right? Real pain in the heart, right? What do you do when suddenly everything is gone, right? When suddenly what you've been working on for the past 3 years, everything is gone. What do you do? How do you face it? In this video, I want to discuss with you guys three ways, right? How to prevent this from happening to anyone. And I really hope nobody else faces this. Everything you were earning, suddenly it's gone, right? What do you do now? If you have a backup, then it's fine. But if you don't, what do you do? Let me just give you an example or an experience which I faced and what happened. We were running our startup for around 3 to 4 years, right? We built everything from ground up, right? From tech, investors, marketing, people, team, everything from ground up. It took us a lot of time, lots of efforts, right? Almost every weekend we were busy building it. We spent so much money on the tech. We spent so much money on getting the right people, right? So that we could grow the business. At that time, we had no clue that somebody with that stature could just come in and ruin us. We had no idea. I would say it's still a blessing in disguise because now my other companies, so far, touch wood, all is well. We have not really faced a massive company coming in and breaking us because we've followed these three methods, right? Three methods. You just got to follow it, right? No matter what, do not stray away from these three methods. Extremely crucial. I don't know how to stress this enough. But after what I've gone through and looking at my team gone, looking at my investors gone, looking at what we built, the tech gone, because these guys have billions of dollars to build their tech 10 times better than us in a matter of months. But if you focus on these three methods, which I want to share with all of you guys soon, I'm 99.9% sure that a competitor cannot outdo you. So without further ado, let's go through these three secrets so that you do not face what I faced, right? Make sure you stick to the end because the third secret is the best of them all. And I realized this very, very late down the road, but I'm thankful I realized it. So now I do not have to worry anymore. The first point, hyper-local. You've got to be hyper-localized, right? You cannot just go to every single city and launch. Each city, in fact, each small area has its nuances, right? Which you've got to find out, right? Because each city, different people are brought up in different ways based on what's around that city. Some cities, you might have the best schools, right? So everyone in that city basically has a different mindset. So you've got to tackle that mindset. You've got to tackle that character. You've got to tackle that sort of clients or customers, right? Based on where they're belonging to, right? So you've got to be hyper-local. Very, very important because now when you are hyper-local, you can target each and every business in a small city, get them to sign contracts with you for a few years. And so when a bigger player comes in, it's very, very difficult for him to launch because now in each city, you're so strong that for them to tackle a client of yours becomes almost next to impossible because you've signed with everyone around you. But you've got to be strong per city wise, right? So when you launch, let's say you launch a tech startup, make sure you launch based on a small city first, right? And then expand to different cities. But when you expand, you really got to make sure that you're very, very hyper-localized, right? You never know. Each city might have their own slang. Each city might speak differently. Each city might have different trends, right? You've got to focus on that, right? So hyper-localize it. It's very, very, very important. That's our first secret or first learning lesson to this. Now, 2, you got to focus on a niche, right? Just focus on a small niche first. Do not be jack of all trades. It never works, right? Take it from me. I used to be a jack of all trades, right? My first startup, we just went out there and tried every single thing, right? We saw, oh, this works. Okay, let's go and try it. We saw that this might work. Let's go and try it, right? We just kept trying all kinds of things, but we were never good in just one single niche, right? We had so many different features, so many different services, but we were never the best on a single service, right? So what happens? Another competitor comes in. He is way better than you in a single feature. What happens? You lose that feature. Another competitor comes in. He's way better in the second feature which you have. So that feature goes off. It's a domino effect. All your features start sucking because you're not good at a single one, right? So you got to focus on a niche. Very, very, very crucial. See which is the best feature which your customers use the most. Focus on it, go all out, get feedbacks from your customers, and grow on that feature. Do not be jack of all trades. Let me give you an example. Gojek, right? If you've heard of it, an Indonesian company, but $1 billion company. What did they do? Right? They're competing with one of the biggest players in Southeast Asia called Grab. But I would say Grab won in Indonesia, even though Gojek is a local company. Right? Grab managed to grow. Maybe they've not won, but they managed to grow. Why? Because Gojek launched so many small services where they could not focus on all. How do you focus on tons of different features and services, right? Which one are you the best at? And so Gojek's main feature, the ride hailing, did not lose, but Grab managed to come in, right? Grab managed to get part of their customers. Gojek closed their maid services, their car cleaning services, and many more. You can research it online. They closed so many different services. Why? Because how do you manage so many things? So if they had just focused on a single niche, for example, the ride hailing niche, and they grew on it, they get their customers to use them, they were the best. If they were the best, why would customers leave them? Very, very important. Take a minute to think on this. If you're the best, why would customers leave you? Doesn't make sense, right? So it's extremely important, especially when you're small, focus on a niche. That's my second point. Very, very important, which has helped me personally a lot. I used to be everywhere, trying to do everything, not good at a single thing, which was really bad, right? It was stressing me out because now I'm thinking, man, I've got so many features. What do I focus on? Which one do I build? What time of the day do I focus on which feature? Because there's so many of them. If I had one, imagine putting 24/7 on that single feature, how powerful you could be. On that one feature, if you build multiple features, sub-features for that particular feature, I guarantee you nobody can compete with you, right? No matter how much money they have, because you're the best in a single thing. Last but not the least, third secret, and this is the most important, always have spare cash. A lot of startups face this issue. It's a no-brainer, right? Always have spare cash. It's a no-brainer, right? But still, I've seen many startups fail to do this. They fail to track their cash flow. And what happens when a competitor comes in? You need to expand. You need to make sure you keep your market traction, right? So what you need to do, you need to spend some money, right? Just to maintain that. But if you do not have spare cash, how do you do anything? Right? At that point, you would be so unfocused, you'll be so distracted by this new competitor, you wouldn't have enough time to raise enough funds. Or if you do manage to raise any funds, investors would eat you alive, right? They would eat you alive because this is the best chance for them to get more shares in your company. So very, very, very important, right? If you're raising funds, please raise 6 to 10 months ahead of time. Track your cash flow, right? Build an Excel sheet. If you guys want a sample Excel sheet, comment down below. I can send it to you guys. Build the cash flow, basic cash flow, so that you know what are your projections. When are you going to run out of money? How many orders do you need to stay alive? And then always have some amount of money left because you never know when you're going to need that. It can be a lawsuit. It can be anything, right? You need to have that spare cash so that you're not distracted. You can do what you need to do as soon as possible. I think that's about it for my 3 points, which I think would really keep all startups alive. And I think it should be part of your culture, part of your SOP, right? Where you got to focus on these 3 things at all times. Never lose sight of these 3 things, right? You want to grow into another feature, think about these 3 things first. Relook at this video and understand what can happen. So thank you guys. I hope this video helped you. Right? Do feel free to comment below if you have any other techniques which you've used and it has been successful, right? We like a discussion. We want to discuss. And please do share with me what other topics you would like me to cover for you next. Please also do subscribe. Thank you so much so that I can continue making videos for you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Ciao.